Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the first update to my Pan Those Eyeshadows 2021 series. This project was created by Alexi and you can find her linked down below, of course. This is the third year that I'm doing this project. I feel like I've tweaked it a little bit to suit my needs with each round. Last year was really not successful for me, and so far, well, at least in my intro, I have been set up really well to be successful in this project this year. Now, it's been a little less than 3 weeks, I believe, since my intro because, as I say in every single video, my December and January schedules got all jumbled up and combined. I had planned for my intro to go up on or around Christmas Day, December 25th, hoping that my updates would be around the 25th of the month. That didn't happen, so keep that in mind with this update. I thought maybe I could have a pan for the first update, but I do not. But I do want to update this project. It's actually the 25th when I'm filming this. I hope to get it up tomorrow, the 26th, which is close enough to when I wanted to have this video go up and then be on a better schedule. Last year I fell into the trap of not bothering to update this project because I didn't have good progress to share, and I don't think that that is fair. I do get comments on my channel sometimes saying thank you for showing your realistic progress, because not everyone are panning queens. Like, so many of the channels and that I love to watch and friends of mine pan eyeshadows, especially if we're on topic, so well, and I just struggle with it. But I love this project so much despite my lack of success, if you will. All that rambling to say, I hope you guys enjoy today's update. There won't be a roll-in, but there will be next time. So this is what less than 3 weeks worth of progress looks like for me. I will let you know how many times I've used each of these 5 shades. So let's just hop right into it. I will be going in the order that the numbers were pulled for me in my intro. So the first came from this Magnetic Z palette. It's an Ofra palette, but in here houses all of my Makeup Geek products, as well as one Urban Decay mini. The shade randomly selected for me to work on is this one here, which is Makeup Geek's Prom Night. And as you can see from that distance, I do have a bit of a dip starting to form in there. I did use this shade 4 times, and one of the times is today, but I'm getting such a big dip because I do have to layer it on quite a bit. I don't remember if this is just one of those like OG shimmer formulas. Like, these are quite old, because it's nothing like a shimmer today would be and what I was kind of expecting. So today I have it on, but I actually have ColourPop Couche layered over top of it to give me that shine and shimmer that I am looking for with this shade. I will give it a swatch. Like, it's picking up on my finger fine, so I don't think it's like truly like expired. It's just not a shimmer that I would buy as a single these days, if that makes sense. Like, it is pretty. I just feel like I don't get this impact like I do like get with a heavy swatch on my eyes. I don't know how fast I'll be hitting pan if I am using this with my finger. Anyways, so far 4 uses on this Makeup Geek Prom Night shade. Next was a kind of gimme shade, and this was the one that I was really hoping I could maybe hit pan on for this update, even though it's only been a little less than 3 weeks, and that is from my ABH Modern Renaissance palette, and I pulled this shade Tempera, which does have a really good dip, as I'm sure you can see from the pictures. I have used this a total of 11 times, so since the intro I have done my makeup 11 times, which is an improvement from 2020, although I'm still not in the habit of doing my makeup every single day. It's just really hard. when I'm working from home and, you know, with the kids and all of that. So 11 more uses. I'm sure that I can have pan on this by the next update, another month from now, well, 4 weeks from now or whatever. I don't think I should have too much of a problem. I will swatch it just for the sake of it. It's just a cream kind of shade. I've been using this to set my eyeshadow primer. I did say I want at least one of the eyeshadows within my quintet throughout this year to be not cruelty free, so I can really start focusing on those non-cruelty free palettes in my collection. I am on a journey to cruelty free through panning. That's kind of my thing, I guess. My reason for panning, not to have a smaller collection or anything, but to have a cruelty free collection. And so the shade that got randomly drawn was the Wet n Wild Not a Basic Peach palette, and it's the 6th shade in here, which is a peach with like pink glitters in it. I've been just using it as if it were matte. I have used this 4 times since the intro as well. I thought I would have a bigger dip than I do, even with 4 uses, because this formula is very powdery. I've heard these pans are really shallow, but I mean, it looks used, but there's not really a dip of any kind. Ironically, from the Not a Basic Peach palette, I pulled a basic peach shade. Now, if I were like out of the 3 shades that I have swatched right now, if I were to really focus in on one besides the given tempera, like I would kind of prefer to save the peachy shades for spring and really focus on getting prom night out before the more warmer tones, just because I feel like I would prefer to get more use out of prom night now in the winter than still working on this come April, May time, you know what I mean? So I'm not really sure how much I'm going to focus on this. I've been putting it in my crease with any warm look I've done, but again, that's only 4 warm looks. So the wild card palette that got pulled in was my Violet Boss Sugar Crystals palette, and I pulled the shade Pear Berry, which is much better than I was expecting. I believe this shade is going to be one, trying not to completely blind you. It's this shade here. I believe this is going to be one that I just use 30 times and then roll out, because I don't foresee myself actually hitting pan in this shade. I have used it 3 times and it is bright, but kind of like grungy and bright at the same time. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense without like actually seeing it. Like, this does have some vibrancy to it. It's even brighter than I was first expecting just swatching it. When it's on the eyes, it still does have a touch of that like neon quality that all of these matte shades do have, but it's toned down a touch. It makes it a bit more wearable. It makes it like the best case scenario for the mattes out of this palette. Like I said, I only used it 3 times, so I do have 27 more to go. But again, I think I'm going to prefer to work on prom night versus these really warm, peachy kind of shades for this time of year. I will share a couple of looks as well. They're not like too exciting, but I think that's fun sometimes in these updates. And lastly, I got another like easy shade that I can work into a lot of looks. For some reason, I haven't used it each time I've done my makeup, but this is out of my Pretty Vulgar Nightingale palette, and it's the shade Break Free, which is a like inner corner white shimmery kind of shade. I have used this 8 times. I can say that this eyeshadow is very dry. It's not my favorite, but it does work well as an inner corner highlight. It does not work well on the lid, which I did try that as well. It's definitely more glittery shimmery than my preference, I guess I should say. I did use this to top off my highlight one day as well, and that looked okay. It looked okay in photos, not really in person, because you could really pick up on, you can really hear my kids. You could really pick up on those glitter particles in person, but I like put it like right on the tips of my cheekbones, and I did like how that looked as well. There is a teeny tiny dip forming. I don't know how deep these pans are. I mean, the palette isn't too thick. I don't know, just using it as an inner corner, I'm not sure how fast that is going to take to hit pan, but as it is just a basic inner corner shade, it's very neutral, like it's white shimmer, so it goes with both cool tone and warm toned looks. So it's not that big of a deal if it is in the project for quite a while. I'm going to try and do better to use this for every look that I do. If I did my makeup 11 times and I only reached for this 8, that signals to me like I need to maybe keep this right up on my dresser where I do my makeup to remember, because that is where I was keeping my Modern Renaissance palette, so I knew to set my eyeshadow primer with tempera every single day. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep trucking along with that one. So again, here is the color story that I am working on. I have 2 easier shades, Tempera and Break Free, that I can use every single day. And then I have, you know, the cool tone, which is going to be my focus, and these warmer tones, I don't mind if they kind of tag along into the spring and summer for right now. So for the next update, I would definitely like to have pan in tempera. I see no reason why that can't happen. I do have a good dip, and like I keep saying, I can use it every single day, and that means we should have at least 1 roll in. I don't know how fast I'm going to be able to hit pan on prom night, but I will try to be sure to use it more often and see how much progress I can make, because I do have such a decent dip going in it with only 4 uses. Then maybe this won't take a million years even for me. We shall see. I didn't really hit any bonus pans this month either. I've just been kind of bouncing around, playing with all of my new products that got pulled into project pans in January, of course. But I do hope to hit 21 eyeshadow pans this year, not just within this project. I will be sharing eyeshadow pans I hit outside of this project as well, and we'll see how much progress I can make on my collection this year. I am still really excited about this project, even though it is kind of a bummer that I didn't have a pan for this first update. Now quickly, I do want to share an additional look with you. I've already kind of talked about this look of how I'm using Prom Night and then ColourPop Couche, which is in the Panners pan. And then I wanted to share a look that I was doing with the more warm tones, where I have the Wet n Wild eyeshadow all through my crease. Even though it does have those glitters in there, I think it performs really well as a matte. And then I was taking Pear Berry from the Violet Voss palette and using this on my outer corner and blending it into my crease a little bit lower. And then I was keeping my lid bare, well, with tempera. And that was just a really quick, easy look for me to do. And I think that could maybe be a more everyday look for me for days that I just don't even want to think about it, when I'm not going to be focusing so much on prom night. So that is everything for my first update for Pan Those Eyeshadows. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the small amount of progress I was able to make in these first couple of weeks. I really hope to get on a better schedule with all of my projects this year and like pick a day to upload and really try my best to stick to that, so that if you were by chance watching the playlist from the beginning and on through, that you can see the updates like 1 month in between, if that makes sense. So it just makes It just makes more sense if I could get my shit together a little bit better. I'm going to stop rambling. Give me your color combo ideas. Let me know how your projects are going in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!